Hello everyone, my name is Pushpak Gondane and welcome to our podcast. Today we are going to talk about same-sex marriage. Today we have our special guest Tuheena Prasad from our college. Tuheena, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
So this topic is not about law, politics. This is very unconventional type of topic. What do you think about this topic?
Of course, it is not very conventional. It is something that very rarely people talk about, and this is a topic that I feel that more people should talk about, and that is why I think we are here and we should talk about it and we should encourage more people to talk on this.
So Tuheena, what was your first reaction when you heard about same-sex marriage?
Honestly, when I first heard about LGBTQ and same-sex marriage, I was not very comfortable with it. My first reaction was that how is it even possible? And I was not in favor of it for a very long period of time. But then I met a lot of people of the community, and then I, of course, learned about it. I read about it, and later on, I realized how important it is to accept them and involve them in our day-to-day life, and we should not bash them or think of them in any other way.
Okay, Tuheena, what do you think about our generation thinks differently about LGBTQ rights and their issues than compared to the older generation?
Yes, I think there's a huge generation gap because of which the thought process has also changed, because the people who are older now they come from a place where, of course, for them this is a very new thing and it's very difficult for them to accept it. But for the younger generation, or let's say for our generation, this has been into us since our growing age, since our teenage. So it's very easy for us to incorporate these kind of changes in our life and accept these other race people and same-sex marriage.
So, Tuheena, whenever we hear about same-sex marriage, people think this is a political issue or a social issue. What do you think? This issue is it political or is it social?
I think right now it's of course a social issue. Maybe after 10-15 years, when this will become more normal, this will also become a political issue, and people will raise it in a voice, so that it becomes a way for their vote bank. But right now, India in itself has not accepted this to a level where politics can actually incorporate it as a game plan. But for now, it is actually a societal issue, so that these people who are living in the society, who are fighting in their own families and their own friends to accept it or not accept it, and all of these things that are going with individuals also and in society in general. So I think this is a societal issue for now, but maybe in future it can also become a political issue.
So why do you think this issue is more difficult to the normal people, the older generation? Because whenever we hear about this topic, people say this is a Western culture and this is not our culture.
Right, I completely agree with your thought of how these things are already in our scriptures when you go and you read all of this, because this is something which has been actually vanished after the invasion of the foreigners, you can say the Britishers, etc. Because there were a lot of things that India already had, and India was very rich with its knowledge and its culture and everything. But all of these things lost its value when the Mughal or the Britishers invaded, and they actually made the country more conservative, and they made the thought process in a way that is still being followed, and because of which now the people who are there, they think that, oh, these are foreign concept and they cannot be accepted. But when they will actually read about it, and whenever you read about these things in depth, you will actually understand that these things are not a foreign concept, but an Indian concept.
So, Tuheena, do you think the Indian society is right now actually ready for the same-sex marriage, or there should be a amendment in Act, or there should be brought a separate Act to legalize same-sex marriage?
I think Indian society cannot be ready for next 10 years, but it's time to legalize same-sex marriage, because if we delay such kind of things, it will always be a delay, and we cannot be relying upon this that when the society will be ready, because there will always be a certain part of the society which will not be accepting towards this thing. So we should not think about those certain people, but we should actually legalize it, because it is about every single one's existence and their choices, their love. So I think this should not become an issue in today's time, and it should be legalized.
So Tuheena, some people say that legalizing same-sex marriage might change their family tradition, their family culture. It is not their culture, their family tradition is not about that. People here are actually against intercaste marriage, interfaith marriage, and we are talking about same-sex marriage. It is this thing is really a taboo subject for them. What do you think about this?
I think you're very correct with it that it's a taboo, but it is something that we need to change. I mean, thinking about intercaste marriage and calling it, that it should not happen, this is very stereotypical. And same with same sex marriage. I feel these stereotypical thoughts should go away and people should actually start accepting these things. And talking about the family tradition, I mean, there are so many children out there who are looking for to get adopted, and there are so many animals out there. So I mean, we should just stop the thinking of our own child and all of those mentality. It's very stereotypical and very orthodox. I feel that people should start accepting people around in the world, and maybe help with the population by accepting us by adopting a child from outside. And we should actually grow in that sense, so that the country and the world in general develops.
So, what do you think the social media has helped this issue more than weakening it?
Of course, it has helped the issue more, because social media is a platform which everyone uses in today's time, most of the people, and because of which, when people, have the access of social media, they have the access of knowing people from around the globe. And when they know people from around the globe, they also meet the people from LGBTQ community and people who are in same-sex marriage in outside of the countries like US and all. So when people look at them, they try to accept these things on social media, and when they accept it on social media, they slowly incorporate that thing in their own life, and it helps them change their opinion about the same-sex marriage, and it helps promote same-sex marriage.
Okay, great. So, Tuheena, is there been any personal example of any incident that has changed your perspective about this situation?
Like I said earlier, initially when I heard about same-sex marriage and LGBTQ, I was very unacceptable. Like, I was very rigid towards not accepting this. But slowly, when I met people from the community and I made friends from the community, it slowly helped me change my opinion. And in today's time, I truly feel that people who belong from LGBTQ community and people who are into same-sex marriage are living a more healthy lifestyle and more healthy. They give you a more healthy friendship than the normal gender people, I feel.
Okay. Tuheena, do you think people who has come out as gay, or they think they are a lesbian, their families and their relationships change with their families and their friends? What do you think?
I think it slightly does, because of the mentality that particular family member or friend holds. So suppose if person A comes out to their family, and 10 people are there in the family, but 4 of them are not accepting towards the LGBTQ. So of course the dynamics of their relationship will change, but I think that should not stop one from coming out to their family or friends.
Okay. So, Tuheena, if someone is watching this podcast and if they think they are hesitant about something, and they think they want to come out, what are the suggestions you want to give them?
I think there will be 3 suggestions that I would try to give them. Number 1, don't be fearful. I think family is the utmost important thing in anyone's life, and no matter how angry they might be or unacceptable they might be towards you at start, but slowly and gradually they will accept you. So start with your family. The other thing that you can do, you can come out on social media, because social media is a huge tool through which I think people, when a tremendous amount of love will come towards you, you will become more strong and you will feel more independent. So I think social media is the thing. And the third thing, I would say that stop caring about all those orthodox people around you who give or bash you or give you any kind of wrong opinions. So just block them out of your life and live your life the way that you want to.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tuheena. And what do you think after at this time? I don't think any families or any friends or family could accept that they want to come out. But what do you think about after 10 years or 20 years? Do you think the reality might change?
Yeah, I think the reality will change. For sure, the reality will change, because people are developing, their brains are developing, they are becoming more accepting towards different kinds of scenarios around them. So I think after 10-20 years, this will be a very normal thing, and same-sex marriage will be very much legalized.
Okay. So Tuheena, what are the main misunderstanding people have about the LGBT people, the community of LGBT community?
I think the major misunderstanding is that they come from a place that they are sick, they're mentally sick. People think that it's a mental problem. They don't understand that it's not a mental problem. It is just a way that they feel about, certain kind of people. That's it. It's not a mental problem, and people thinking about this and assuming all these things, I think it's really wrong. And this assumption should be, it should just end.
Okay, thank you, Tuheena. So after this podcast, watching this podcast, what do you think? People will rethink about this matter?
Of course, they will rethink about this matter, and they should start accepting all of these things.
Okay, so at this time, we have reached the end of this podcast. Thank you, Tuheena.
Thank you.
This has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you. You've been watching the News Film Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.